Good morning, dear students. Now, today we will start with the another equilibrium, that is liquid vapor equilibrium. Liquid converting to its vapor, and when it establishes equilibrium, which is termed as liquid vapor equilibrium. Now, liquid equilibrium is carried out in a closed jar. Then and only then the equilibrium is possible to establish if a liquid is kept in a closed jar. So here a closed jar is taken which is fixed with the manometer. The manometer is made up of glass in a U shape which measures the pressure. Right? And in a crucible or a petri dish, a water is poured and then the lid of the jar is closed, and thus the closed jar is now having a water in it. The manometer is under the effect of the atmospheric pressure from this side as well as the internal pressure in the container will also give effect in the manometer U-tube, and so initially the height in the U-tube column is exactly same. This column is mercury column, that is mercury is filled in it. So what happens now? After pouring the water in it and when this jar is closed, what happens? The molecules at the surface will try to escape and will, because of the pressure in the jar, they will convert some of the molecules into the vapor form. And initially, when these surface molecule converts very fast into the vapor, what happens? The pressure from internal jar will give more thrust to the mercury column, and initially the column rises its height. And here this vapor of the molecule of the water keeps on increasing in the beginning, and due to that the variation in the pressure measurement keeps on. But after some time the reading of the manometer will become again equal. It means the surface molecules of the water which were in the effect of the atmospheric pressure which was within the container, and what was exerting that pressure and giving the effect of the evaporation is now gradually slows down. How it slows down? Because these particles, when they rises up, they come in the contact of each other as well as they will strike to the walls of the jar and will get condensed and will fall back as a liquid. So gradually the pressure now decreases, and so the mercury column which was at certain height, risen up at certain height, will also fall back, and this height will again attain its original position. So later on the manometer will show the increased mercury level again equal. This is termed that now the equilibrium would have attained, that the amount of molecules which were vaporizing, now because of the collision among each other, when they lose energy, the condensation takes place, and due to condensing there is the establishment of equilibrium, and the pressure at that particular point is termed as vapor pressure of the liquid in a jar which is responsible for establishing equilibrium. Right? So, this is how the equilibrium takes place. But the thing is that the condition is that it should be in a closed jar. Right? So, here what happened? The H2O filled in a liquid form turns to H2O gas, and the same H2O gas molecules on condensing again turns back to the liquid. So forward and reverse reaction will take place at same rates. Rates are equal, and so we can say equilibrium is attained. So from all this discussion, what we can say, rate of evaporation is constant, but rate of increase of pressure decreases due to condensation equilibrium. Evaporation was constant, but as the rate of increase of pressure now has decreased. Why decreased? Because collision of the molecule takes place and molecules lose its energy and they got condensed, and so condensation equilibrium was possible. The vapor pressure at equilibrium is termed as equilibrium vapor pressure, which increases with increase in temperature. And all the liquids will not evaporate at same temperature or at same vapor pressure. So we can say that different liquids have different vapor pressure at the same temperature. Sometimes it happens that temperature remains same, but at the same temperature, if the liquids are different, that is, if we consider alcohol, if we consider water or some other organic solvent, right, then their liquid, that liquid, as they are different, even though they are having same temperature, their vapor pressure will be different. So, the substance with higher vapor pressure are more volatile and which have lowest boiling as well as melting point. Volatile, what does it mean? Volatile means a property of evaporation. Certain liquids are highly volatile. When they are highly volatile, that means their boiling point is very low, because with the increase in little amount of temperature, before attaining the higher boiling point, they will start evaporating. Volatility to evaporate easily. You might have heard that if petrol tank is kept open, after some time, some of the petrol, you will find out that it has already evaporated. It is highly volatile. Acetone, right? When acetone, spirit, when kept in open, it easily evaporates, right? Even at the room temperature. So, at room temperature, if you keep spirit, if you keep acetone, if you keep petrol, if you keep water, room temperature is same for all these liquids. But can we say that evaporation amount or the volatility of all these liquids are same? No. That means the vapor pressure, the pressure at which the substance starts giving evaporation, then that is called a vapor pressure. And so it is termed here that at same temperature, if different liquids are taken, then they have different vapor pressure. Here is an example of methyl alcohol, acetone and ether. Ether is highest volatile, then acetone and then methyl alcohol. Now, as per the volatility, ether is highest, its boiling point is lowest. See, 34.6. Whether methyl or alcohol, its boiling point is 64.7 degree Celsius. So, we can say a liquid which establishes a equilibrium at 1 atmospheric pressure and a specific temperature is a boiling point of that liquid. In the younger classes, we have learned that when any liquid starts boiling and starts giving vapor, then that is termed as boiling point. But here it is little different. When a liquid establishes equilibrium at a specific temperature and 1 atmospheric pressure, then that is the boiling point of the liquid, because as per the chemical equilibrium, evaporation and boiling point is a different thing, right? We will discuss it later. Now here acetone, ethyl alcohol and water are taken in watch glasses. Acetone, ethyl alcohol and water. Initially all were 1 ml each and then repeated with different volumes of liquid in open warmer room. What we can say? Certainly all the liquid disappears. Acetone, highly volatile. Alcohol, more volatile than even acetone. Water, at some extent it is also volatile. So the disappearance of liquid occurs here. Why? Because you see, all these watch glasses are kept in open. They are not in any closed container or any closed jar. Right? So what happens here? In warmer open area, the liquid disappears, and this happens because liquids are in open. And as they are in open, collision of particles and condensation is not occurring because they are getting enough space to move away. So the quotient of collision among the particles in the vapor form is not at all there, and condensation will also not take place because they are not able to collide with each other. They easily pass away. So collision and condensation will not occur, and that's why equilibrium will all not be established, because whatever the amount of vapor is formed, it is completely volatile. No amount of vapor comes back. So possibility of backward reaction is not at all in open system, and that is why equilibrium is not possible. Now here, as I told that all these substances are taken repeatedly with different volumes, then the evaporation time for them would be different. And on what factors this time is depending? So the time taken for evaporation depends on the nature of the liquid. Whether the liquid which is there are the volatile or non-volatile. Here alcohol is the most volatile, then is the acetone, and then is the water. So according to the nature of the volatility of the liquid, they disappears. So the time taken by ethyl alcohol is the least. Then a little more for the acetone and the most for the water. Right? The next factor is the amount of the liquid. If this is only 1 ml, if this is 2 ml, and if this is 5 ml, then also the amount of disappearing volatility differs. Right? More the amount, more will be the timing. And along with that, nature. And the third is temperature of the liquid. Temperature affecting on the liquid is also one of the factor which is responsible for the time for evaporation. As for example, summer temperature, winter temperature, right? A simple thing, if we put a wet clothes out in a summer temperature, it will easily dry up. And when we put the clothes in a winter temperature, it will dry, but it will take time because there is a difference in the temperature. So from these all, we can say that water and water vapor can establish equilibrium at 1 atmosphere and 100 degrees Celsius in a closed vessel, water and water vapor. Because just now we have discussed that in a closed container, when water was kept, it starts converting to water vapor due to the atmospheric pressure and the surface molecules of the water. And when this H2O converts to liquid, H2O converts to gaseous H2O, and because of the condensation due to collision, the gaseous H2O converts back to the liquid H2O, then we can say that the rate of this forward and reverse reaction is equal, and we can say that they can establish equilibrium. But to establish equilibrium between them, the atmospheric pressure should be 1 atmosphere and temperature should be 100 degree Celsius. And then that particular point at which the equilibrium is settled, that is called boiling point. So for any pure liquid, this is the thing which here we are talking for water and water vapor. But for any pure liquid at 1 atmosphere or at 1.013 bar, the temperature at which liquid and vapor are in equilibrium. Liquid and vapor both are in equilibrium. That means the exchange or transfer of the molecules from liquid to vapor and vapor to liquid is now, we can say, almost in steady condition. Then it is called normal boiling point of that liquid. And this normal boiling point depends on atmospheric pressure, and that is the reason that at high altitudes atmospheric pressure is less, and due to that boiling point is also less. Here there is a question now, that is evaporation and boiling point same? As per my view, it's not same. They are different because evaporation takes at all temperature, but boiling of liquid takes place at specific temperature. How can we explain that evaporation takes place at all temperature? Again, a simple and the same example. For evaporation, if clothes are spreaded for drying at all temperature, drying process takes place sooner or later. Right? That means if I am spreading the clothes in summer season, then the drying of clothes will take faster. In the winter, if I am spreading the clothes, it will definitely dry, but it will take little time. Right? But we can't say that evaporation is not taking place. It is taking place, it is slowly, but it is taking place. So we can say here that evaporation can take place at all temperature. Low temperature, high temperature, or moderate temperature. But if water is kept at any temperature, it does not start boiling. If I put a container of water on a gas stove and within a minute, if I say that okay, water has started boiling, then it is not true. After just a while, we can see that vapor starts coming out. That means evaporation takes place at any temperature, but the boiling, the bubbling of water will take place only and only at temperature which is 100 degrees Celsius or 373 degree Kelvin. And so we can say evaporation and boiling point both are different. Right? For evaporation, all temperature is suitable, so sooner or later, less or more in extent, but it takes place. But for boiling point, definitely a respective temperature is must, then and only then the boiling point is attained. Right? So this is what we can say, there is a difference in evaporation and boiling point. So with this, the phase transfer of solid liquid and liquid vapor we have finished, and another phase transfer equilibrium we'll do in the next video. By the time, thank you.